Today, we're talking about laziness. If you want to live the life of your dreams, travel the world, and really have that freedom, you need to learn how to overcome your own self. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how to stop your own laziness in 3 simple moves. And after watching the video, I guarantee you're going to know what moves you can make to become the more disciplined and wealthy version of yourself. By the way, I'm Dwayne Golden. I lead a team of over 130 salespeople at a large tech company based in Miami. And I think about this kind of stuff all the time because I used to be the lazy kid who failed high school. That's not my story anymore. So let's just dive in. Move number 1, try experimenting with micro habits. And micro habits are small tweaks you can make to your daily routine that make a big difference. So I'm gonna share with you some of the experiments I've done with micro habits that worked out really well for me in hopes that maybe they resonate with you or you can pick and choose some of these that you wanna try out yourself. I'm also gonna share some of the things I failed at. So one of the first micro habits I tried out was I was trying to see if I could wake up an hour earlier each day. And when I did that, I was like, okay, I was able to do it for the first few days, and I'm like, okay, this isn't absolutely impossible for me. I think I can keep doing it. So once I started doing it, I started realizing, hey, what am I gonna do with this extra time that I have? So I stacked on another micro habit, right? Just to experiment with. I kept it low pressure for myself. So I started going to the gym for literally 5 minutes every morning after I woke up, which if you're watching this, it probably sounds like really dumb, but it worked for me. So I would go to the gym for 5 minutes. I would literally walk in there, drink from the water fountain, waste 1 minute there, maybe walk on the treadmill and pick up a dumbbell and do a couple curls and leave, right? That was just my commitment to myself. I'll do it for 5 minutes every day. So I did it 5 minutes a day for 3 days. And on the 4th day, I was like, you know what? I'm already at the gym. I might as well do a proper upper body set, right? And I'd stay there for another 15 minutes. Then I left feeling good. And because I liked that feeling, I kept doing that every day. And then after a while, I'm like, you know what? I'm already here. I might as well stick it out for a full 30 minutes. The point is, micro habit experiments, they don't all have to work or stick. This is effective a lot of times. If you try this, this is gonna be effective because you find out what small tweaks that you can stick to instead of feeling like a failure and just giving up on being disciplined altogether, which is what I think happens to a lot of us, right? We watch this movie or watch this YouTube video, get super amped and inspired. You decide you're gonna go 75 hard and realize doing 2 a days, working out for 45 minutes each day and drinking 5 gallons of water is very hard to sustain. What happens is after you fail in doing that, you think that you're a failure. You gotta find out, in my experience, what I would recommend is you gotta find out what works for you. That's the only way I was able to find out what things I could do to become more disciplined in a way that works for my brain and my lifestyle. Everyone's different. So don't think because David Goggins does it one way that you gotta do it that way. Do it what works for you. So if you can, get just 1 or 2 of these micro habits to stick, you're gonna find yourself being a much more disciplined version of yourself, right? So if you struggle waking up, but you can start waking up 30 minutes earlier, you're gonna realize, oh, I can prove to myself that I can stick to something I said I was gonna do, right? The best thing about micro habits is that they compound. After you prove to yourself that you can be disciplined, you get confidence. What I mean by that is a lot of times self-esteem dropping, a lot of times not being confident in yourself as a man or being confident in yourself as a man, it's because you've broken promises to yourself over and over again. Hey, I'm not eating after this time. I'm gonna work out every day. But what happened is after you tried these hardcore habits and try to instill them from 0 to 100 and they fail, you start to think, oh no, I'm not capable of doing what I said I'm gonna do, right? You lose confidence, right? Trust, right? In yourself. The word confide, my Uncle Myron says it, right? Confidence comes from the word confide. Confide means to trust. Trust in yourself. If you don't trust yourself, it makes it hard. So start by experimenting. It makes it more fun. So the second move is I just removed all the stuff I knew was bad for me. And I think that if you try this, you'll have the similar experiences to me because life is full of choices. We get to choose what we want now versus what we want most. And think about this in your own world. I know when I thought of myself as maybe lazy or just not being as productive as I want to be in order to reach my goals, right? I don't want to be an average person. I have extraordinary goals for myself, for my family. So if I want to have extraordinary goals, if I want to accomplish extraordinary things, I can't live like everyone else because that would be ordinary. So if I don't want to be ordinary, I must be extraordinary. So when I think of the idea of what I want now versus what I want most, this is what I think of. What I want now in the moment is to finish watching the entire season 1 of Game of Thrones, right? Or what I want so bad is to finish this full bag of chips and salsa. What I want so bad is to relax more. But what I want most What I want most is to be in the best shape of my life. What I wanted most was to respect the person I saw in the mirror. I wanted to be someone my family could look up to. So I just started slowly removing options so that I know I could stick to them, right? I started slowly removing the short-term gratification options. I started slowly removing the stuff that I knew was bad for me. Now, I'm not saying this stuff is bad in general, for me, right? So the first thing I did, I deleted social media apps between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. during weekdays. That way I don't waste a bunch of time during the week, but I'd still allow myself to do it during nights and weekends, right? And this is what worked in the beginning. I realized, okay, fine, I just won't do it while I'm at work, essentially. And after I got used to that for a while, I stopped using it at all Monday through Friday, which sounds crazy. Didn't happen overnight. After a few weeks, maybe after a couple months, who knows? It's a micro habit, right? After a couple months, I wasn't tracking my time. But after that time, I realized, man, you know what? I don't really have to look at my phone or check my Instagram so much. So I'm just going to do it on the weekends. And then another micro habit that I added, I guess I removed from my life is you know what? I just stopped buying snacks. And I asked my wife very kindly, hey, could we not buy snacks for me anymore? And she was kind enough to stop buying snacks, stop buying juice. I'm like, I want to be healthy. I want to be in the best shape of my life. So I got to remove the option from in front of my face. And the third thing I started doing was I stopped watching TV during weekday, right? This was a big difference for me because you're talking about a guy who would come home, relax, hang out with my kids, and then watch a Netflix series, right? Just like most Americans, but I don't want to be like most Americans or most anybody. I want to live an extraordinary life. So I stopped watching TV during the weekdays and I had to pick up different habits instead. So I experimented removing these things in my life, finding what would stick. And what I slowly realized is as I make these small changes, I started stacking them on each other. And they started small. Maybe for you, you don't stop watching them during the weekdays. You stop watching TV just on Mondays. I don't know. You do what works for you. One of the greatest things that I've learned in my life is that the things that aren't pushing you closer to your goals are actually pulling you further away from them. There's not a lot of gray area. But even if you have removed all these bad things out of your life and you've begun the micro habits, but you don't have a real system you can follow, you don't have something to model after, you're still not gonna be the person you want to be. Which leads me to move number 3. Follow the clues. Success leaves clues. It doesn't matter what your goals are. Someone's already done it, right? Someone's accomplished everything that we've all wanted to do. Everything has been done before. Whether you want to be a best-selling author, whether you want to get promoted, whether you want to start a business, someone's done it. And most people will write books about it, or they'll record videos like this one, right? So maybe you want to make a ton of cash. Maybe you want to travel the world. Maybe you want to get a promotion. To get this, to make this happen, follow the clues that were left behind. Be willing to invest in yourself, at least $20 every month to invest in you. You're investing so much in Netflix and getting zero return anyway. Most cases, at least that's what I was doing. So for me, what I did, it was usually in the form of an audiobook like I shared earlier, or in some cases, I would purchase a boot camp or a course so I could learn this particular skill that would help me make more money. It's not just about financially investing in yourself. It's all about your time. So when you're doing the things you're going to do, right? Think about washing dishes, or maybe you're sweeping your floor or taking your dog for a walk. What if you could get a better return on that time? One of the things I started doing, I would just plug in my AirPods and listen to a book during that time. Everything I did, I wanted it to be that it was pushing me toward one of my personal goals, whether it was in relationships, finances, spiritual, or whatever. So books and these sort of things are absolutely critical. If you want some help finding the best books for ambitious people who want to make more than $200,000 a year without a college degree, check out this video right here. See ya.